to have that type of mindset.
He's just, you know, he's in his own fantasy.
Hey people of the century, Andrew Plays One here, and we're back with an event coming this summer. On one side, we have NAVIN SHIEVDAYAL, and on another side, we have BRYAN BHAGWANDAT. How are you two gentlemen doing today?
Good. Doing alright, G.
Alright, so what we have here is a boxing match between the both of them, and here we are going to answer they are going to answer some questions regarding this boxing match. So, without further ado, let's begin. Question 1. What was the deciding factor in starting this fight? Like, what made you want to fight the other person?
I guess, to be honest, I started watching boxing about a year ago, and I was really into it. I think the rise of boxing started to come when the Paul brothers, you know, made it very famous on YouTube, and then they spread out to different real-time boxing channels. So I think because of that, I've grown some attention and liking towards boxing, and wanted to actually get into the sport itself firsthand. I sparred my brother. I also sparred Bryan today, and yeah, just knowing that the sport was an opportunity to knock the hell out of Bryan. Just for kicks and giggles was I'd say the best reason why I wanted to start it specifically with him.
I was kind of like with it and not with it. I was like, it has its pros and cons. It was some things that I didn't want to do because look at him and then look at me. But that doesn't mean like I can't work my way up to how he is. So I kind of have more time than him, and more, I should say, pretty much more time than him to like work out more, get my exercise in, and at least be a better boxer than him.
And speaking of which, there's another question that goes along with it. So, what about boxing made you want to choose it as the main component against your opponent? Now, I know you kind of already answered this, Junior, but would you like to go more into detail about it?
I mean, you mean why'd I choose boxing over any other condition?
Yeah, like why do you
instead of MMA or straight up wrestling or just trying to make our own quote fight?
Yeah, like why do you choose it over something like basketball or bungee jumping or whatever?
Well, it's always been a gentleman's sport. When you want something that's fair and you want to show respect to that other opponent, you do it because it takes a lot for someone else to get in the ring with you, especially how much harder it is knowing the condition we're in. It just shows the amount of respect you have for that other person. Specifically, when we're talking about boxing, you have respect in every sport. Well, with MMA, you have the risk of actually getting injured on a whole other level that boxing can't even put you on. With boxing, there is still injury, but the likelihood that that person is going to endure a hit or a blow that could affect them for the rest of their life is way lower than in most other sports, like MMA, and like wrestling. So, why I chose it over boxing? Yes, obviously I want to hype up the event and also and fight him, but I'm also staying true to my word, and I'm going to pursue what I said at the beginning. The bet was if Jake Paul had won over Ben Askren, I would have agreed to fight Bryan if he also agreed.
Oh yeah,
And so I
I
was going
heard
to fight him if he didn't agree, even if Jake Paul won. So he did agree, and he signed the contract, so the fight's still on. He's bound to it. Regardless, and that's why I chose boxing, Bryan, over any other sport.
Yeah, definitely. It is definitely a very dangerous sport indeed. One of the most dangerous sports. But I think there's a lot that comes with it, including legacy, which is something that's a key in not just sports, but like in every other culture thing that people do in life, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not as dangerous. I think that's what I was talking about. It's not as dangerous as most other sports. So I wouldn't. It is. You know, you could get into a lot of. You could get knocked out, which might be a meme come fight night for Bryan. But to be honest, it's not actually a big dangerous sport. I'm not too sure if you were on ears with that one. It's not. I was talking about in comparison to MMA, you're less likely to get an injury that is going to last you your entire life. You know what I mean? So that's why I chose the sport. It's not dangerous per se unless you're on a professional level, and this fight isn't specifically tailored to me and Bryan. I know from at least what I can see, me and Bryan aren't going to be in boxing rings professionally.
I see. Bryan, what's your 2 cents on this?
Honestly, I agree. But one of the only things I have to say, like, it's not. Yeah, I agree. It's not dangerous at all. Yeah, like about the knockout stuff. I'm not gonna be the one getting knocked out. He is, but still, like, it's not a dangerous sport unless, like, you're a hard hitter.
Yeah, okay, buddy.
I could see y'all are really, really getting hyped and tensed up in this right now.
I mean, it's because, you know, we were sparring today. And I mean, I could reveal some details, but I ain't finna do that right now.
Yeah, I want to keep things under wraps.
And if it goes a little bit too far, just remember that I got that shit on my it's recorded on surveillance. So if you think you're slick, bro, just
Oh my gosh.
I'll remind the viewers. I'll let it leak out somehow.
Alright, but the only thing that's gonna be leaking is your mouth.
Oh boy.
All right.
If anybody really like watches it all the way through here, like actually pays attention, look, he is not way older than me, but he's a little older than me. He got a mustache, he got a beard. This man looked like Winnie the Pooh Bear, and I look like a little dog, bro. This is Big Dog, and I'm Little Dog, bro.
All right. Now you're getting a little too far, because look at it this way. Because Mike Tyson, when was his first fight? When he was 15. When he was 15. And keep in mind, you also got to keep in mind, we're in the same weight class as well. We are in the same weight class. You got to keep that in mind, right? And now, on top of that, we have kids smaller than us who are also boxing, who are doing MMA, who are doing kickboxing. So to make the statement that your age is your barrier is not even relevant to trying and opting out completely or making that as one of your I think, selling points or excuses.
On to the next question, shall we? What is your inspiration to train, and what does your training regimen look like?
My inspiration to train is honestly just at least finally or getting the chance to box like this. Like, it's not like we're just doing this every day. It's like we're putting work into it, and we're doing it as if like it was an actual professional match, but it's at least similar to it. So basically, that's pretty much my inspiration, at least getting the chance to do something like this. And not like my, what do you mean, like my work? What did you say? What's the second question?
Yeah, what does your training regimen look like? Like, what does your workout plan look like? Like, what's basically your workout plan?
Nutrition foods, a little bit less off the junk food. Like, you could eat it, like 80% is healthy, 20, the rest of the 20 could be a little bit like you want a chicken sandwich, go get your chicken sandwich, bro. You want some Sprite, go get a Sprite. You know, you don't have to always eat healthy, but you really have to always eat.
What is he talking about, bro?
Bro, I'm talking about how I'm about to be, bro. Like, I'm about to eat 80% healthy, 20% junk. But, you know, I'm going to get my weight up, too. What else? Yeah, pretty much. And I do workouts. I sit-ups, planks, push-ups, jump ropes, burn calories by running on the treadmill. What else? I take let go of the fat. I bend on each side with something heavy on myself, and yeah, pretty much. Yo, what are you laughing at, bro? You fat hippo? Like, shut up, bro.
Oh my! I'm laughing at the fact that you said to get rid of the fat. Like,
yeah. At least I have that type of mindset. You ordered 40 pieces of McNuggets, bro.
And you ate half of them.
Yeah, bro, I had like 6.
You ate half of them, though.
That's not even close to half.
So, I mean, I listened to Bryan, and when I was listening to him, he started talking about how it's 80-20, right?
Right.
But where is the full 100? You see what I mean? He says, but I don't have that mindset.
Look, oh my God.
And what he fails to realize is I was the one who showed him that in order to progress, you've got to have a mindset, a proper mindset. So he's fixating on the 80-20, right? And I'm out here knowing what I'm doing. So, number one, what does my regimen look like? For the past 2 weeks, every day, I have worked out. Completely. Like, he's throwing down his thumbs down like he knows what working out actually is. So every single week, every single day out of the last 2 weeks, I've been working out. In specifics, I don't want to talk too much because then we're going to get into the details that are actually making me cut faster than what Bryan possibly would have. So that's going to be stayed on lock and key. For right now.
I got you.
In terms of basic exercises, what I do, jumping jacks. This is an always for every workout session. It's always jumping jacks, sit-ups, pull-ups, push-ups, bicycle, crunches, and squats. And those are the basics for any workout, period. So for him to say that I don't know what I'm talking about is just straight cap. But even more so, I just want to talk about his 80-20 because to begin to talk about 80-20 is a complete illusion. I think he's delusional when it comes to how to properly maintain when it comes to food intake. If you're supplementing 20% of your intake with junk, your body is going to reflect that 20% because it's guaranteed that that 20% of junk food that you're eating is not being consumed sporadically throughout a week. And even if it is, it's getting collected in the middle of that 80%. He's eating all that food, he's digesting it, but he's not burning out what should be burned. The 80-20 is just an illusion. It's just to get away from the fact that he's not actually eating properly. If you want to know what my eating habits are, you can go ahead and steal my receipts. Yeah. Go look at my Target receipt and the food I eat. Yes, he is right. I did have McDonald's today, but he needs to classify under what meal I had and how much fat content was in there and how many meals I had for the day. See, just because you get fast food doesn't always mean that that fast food option is going to affect your progression. I got a chicken burger and chicken nuggets. I ate the chicken nuggets with buffalo sauce. Buffalo sauce is 30 calories just for one packet. I had one packet of buffalo sauce. I had 15 pieces of chicken nuggets. I had one whole chicken burger. Yes, you can't even count. I had 15. I had 10. I pulled 10. I pulled 10. You think I'm capping, bro?
I had more, bro. I had like 6.
But you really did eat more. But we're not gonna talk about that because I really clipped it. I really clipped it too. I clipped it. So don't even get started. I got the clip saved on OD over there. So don't even get started with me, bro. All right. So he's just, he's in his own fantasy when it comes to that 80-20. When it came to that McDonald's meal, yes, I did eat it, but I know what I'm eating, and I know the supplements that I'm taking to properly convert that, quote, whatever fat was possibly in the chicken or in the bun, right, or in the sauce, which is literally the only fat content is in the mayo. That's it. And a bit in the chicken nugget crust. That's it. That's really, honestly, all the fat there is in that meal, especially the one that I had. The fries, really, it's potatoes being fried in oil. The amount of oil I have in me right now is such a small amount that if you consume water, and I'm set back 2-3 days, I hope everybody knows, from that one meal. And that's what he feels. I'm with the regimen that I have, I'm set back right now 2-3 days. So that means either tomorrow and the next day I pump out an extra 3 sets to burn out that extra 100 calories, or I stay an extra hour on jump rope, which is not going to happen. So I have to disperse that workout plan accordingly. So there's a lot. So for those who have watched through this video, don't let what Bryan said ignore from the facts and the truth behind what a true regimen is and what a true nutrition plan looks like. Because I went from 170, I was max 170 literally 3 weeks ago, and I'm now down to 160. So if anybody says that that's not progression, they're completely over their head, and they fail to realize. I told my manager this a while back. I've been working in secret, and I will continue to work in secret, because the more people talk about their plan, the more people think that they've got to live up to something, or the more people try and hype them down. And so the more I work in secret, and the more I keep doing me, I'm becoming the best version. Listen, guys, I'm trying to be a beast. right? I don't want my girlfriend, if God grants me with that opportunity, to have to sit around with a fat ass. You know what I mean? I think Bryan can vouch for that as well. I want to be a literal beast. I do not want to be skinny. I do not want to be fat. I want to be in a position where my body is as healthy as possible. I've said this to everybody I've met. That's my goal. That is my dream. I've accomplished almost everything I've wanted for my age group. And literally the only thing that matters to me right now is my body and getting in the shape and the position that I want to in order to perform and become my most optimal version. And I take this not to heart, but with feeling and empathy and emotion for Bryan, because I have a lot more respect for him, even though we play around, because he has given me this opportunity to work as hard as I'm working in secret, with nobody up my ass trying to remind me whether or not I should work out and questioning me on the meals I'm supposed to eat, because I know what's good for me, and so do you as a person. And I think the more we focus in on what a true nutrition plan is, we're closer to accomplishing that goal overall. So that's what my nutrition plan looks like. That's where I'm headed, and that's where I'm focused on going.
Yeah, and I definitely seen glimpses of your training regimen. Only small glimpses, but you seem to know what you're doing, and I gotta say, keep going with that. Keep going with that.
Thank you.
And so we're gonna go on to this next question, which is kind of goes and go what you said earlier. Is it important to be feared or be respected after a fight?
I think Bryan would answer this quite quickly.
Respect.
Yeah, it's respected. I think that goes without question. To be feared is something that only, I believe, cowards would want to put forth or in front of themselves as their character. So it's a no-brainer, honestly. It's to be respected. And I think, no matter how much me and Bryan talk, I think we both have always respected each other, and I think we respect each other enough to have a gentleman's-like boxing match, to really put our money where our mouths are. For example, like today, I threw his shoes over a fence, but me and him, that doesn't affect us, because that's just who we are, right? We play like that. That's just who we are, right? It's just in our nature, right? If you go to another person and do that, they might take it to heart, but that's just who we are as brothers. We respect. And our other brothers out there who box, who actually do this professionally, those are our brothers. Those are people, our brothers out there at war, in the army, those are our brothers. And they're respected because they give of themselves. They sacrifice their life. They will have kids. They were kids just like you and me. They have families. They have wives who they love with all of their being. But yet they're going to defend a country that is in the midst of a world that wants to destroy and wants to kill them. So to say that we want to make somebody fear us is a little bit, in a way, forcing our hand, right? Because many people who don't understand this topic would have wanted us to force our hand on that, yeah, I want to be feared. But anybody who says that doesn't know what the hell they're doing and should not get into any sport ever. That's on period. You'll find it across every sport. There's respect. And that's the reason behind it.
Preaching to choir on that. Bryan, what would you like to add to that?
No, I totally agree with what you're saying. If I would never disrespect him so crazy at all. Everything I ever said to him, bro, Trust me, bro. I never meant it, bro. Yeah, everything is respectful. This boxing match, respectful. Respectfully. Yeah.
Facts.
And that's good morals for not just the boxing world, but for just anything in general. Respect is gonna get you a lot in this world.
Yep.
Okay, so this one's kind of a fun one. If you could have one dream fight with anyone, who would it be and why?
Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali or, no, I would have said Frazier, but because those are like the gods. And now we're talking about boxing, right?
Yeah, we're talking about boxing.
Yeah, I would want Ali. And if I couldn't get Ali because God said that he was too good, I'd go with the Paul brothers. Just once. I know I'd get knocked down pretty instantaneously, but you have to understand, Ali is a monster, an absolute monster. You watch his clips, you watch his matches. The legend doesn't quit. He will see what the average viewer fails to see is how much a person puts themselves in a sport. And that alone is enough for somebody to respect you for the rest of your life. Ali would have died for that sport.
You know the amount of injuries he's been through, bro?
That man went through hell and back. He did not ever... Go back and watch his videos with Frazier. Killed it.
He's like the Michael Jordan of boxing, bro.
And it comes down to when two men get tired, who's willing to put in the most work? And Ali just went ham, consistently, did not even question his ability. And that's why he is set today to have, if given the opportunity, he would have died for the sport. Tyson, as bad as he was, he wouldn't have died for the sport. Now that doesn't classify as one, but that's why Ali is at the very top, for me at least. And I think most boxers would want to have gotten in the ring with him. So.
Yeah, and even though I'm not that big into the boxing world, I definitely recognize those two names. Like, they're big enough for me to recognize them.
Yes, yeah.
So, Brian, who would you say who you would go up with?
It would be either Muhammad Ali, what's his name, Joe Louis, or Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, those are my top three. But most definitely, Floyd Mayweather and Muhammad Ali. And then Joe Louis.
Floyd is undefeated, and Floyd has a reputation for, see, he doesn't do drugs, or he's never done drugs from what I could tell. Maybe he smokes weed or something, but the man is always in the gym.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's his drug. He's always in the gym. And because of his consistency, he has been undefeated. Even though he's fighting Logan Paul June 6th, he still will not take an L. Because if he loses, it's not going to go on his record. Because it's an exhibition match. So he's not going to take an L, even if he loses. Now, an L professionally. But if he loses to Logan Paul, yeah, you can bet your behind it's going to be a meme.
Nah, I have my money on it. Bro, Floyd, he's not, bro.
Yeah, I have my money on Logan.
What?
Yeah, I have, because Logan's reach is way more. He's bigger than Floyd.
Look how fast, bro.
And his punch speed is just like out the ballpark, bro. If you see. Okay, both of them got.
There you are. And how fast Floyd is. Look at how much he dodges, bro.
He is fast, and he dodges. He dodges like a bullet, and he could take hits.
IQ, bro. His IQ is amazing, bro. He did some things that I would have never thought of, bro.
That is true. I'll give him that. So if he can pull that and tire out, but here's the thing: Logan has been training to the point where he is not the boxer you saw on YouTube. I hope everybody knows that. He has become a machine, and every single day, I think one of the big, and Logan has said this too, one of the biggest mistakes he has made, one of the biggest mistakes Floyd had made was allowing the fight date to extend itself, because that gave Logan more time to spar with actual boxers in the ring to give Logan that upper hand before he fights Floyd. And they don't talk about what Logan's regimen is. They keep that shit on lock and key, because the minute Floyd knows what he's doing, Floyd can counter. And that's one of Floyd's greatest strengths. Once he finds out what you're doing, there's no way you're winning the match against him.
Well, bro, what did he just say? You said, how... Look, Floyd has more... Look, Logan, he's boxing against other actual professional boxers, but Floyd's been in here for how long Logan was alive.
He's been in here, but he's retired.
Okay.
He's retired.
But that doesn't mean he still doesn't do what he's doing till this day.
That's true.
And you never know, what is Floyd doing right now? He's probably in the gym as we're speaking.
No, he is in the gym. That's the thing. He is in the gym, but he made that mistake of giving Logan that extra time. And that extra time that he gave Logan by not setting a date quick enough may have, we'll see on June 6th, may have costed him the fight.
You have a point.
Because Logan has the money, Logan has the strength, and Logan has the reflexes to match with Floyd. It's all about what who Logan is sparring, how good those people are, and how Logan can counter Floyd when they're both in the ring and all is on the table. How well can Logan think from all the training he's gathered within that time frame?
How strong he is, and if he practices more than what's his name, Floyd, and what is it called, has more reach, he would never have the amount of IQ like Floyd.
Exactly, but his reach is way more than Floyd.
Floyd could just duck.
Yeah, he could duck, but how many times is Floyd gonna duck before Logan catches on to what he's doing? So you know what I'm saying? Like, how many times is he gonna do stuff to counter before Logan knows what he's up to? Because Logan knows how to counter now.
On to the next question, and I know you kind of already answered this earlier before, but I would love to go more into detail. What advice would you give to others who want to enter the boxing world or other sports of that caliber?
Lester Jr.
What was the last few words in your question?
What advice would you give to others who want to enter the boxing world or other sports of that caliber?
I mean, we're no professionals, right? So we can't give professional advice, but we have played the sport, right? So we've played the sport, and we know what it feels like to take a punch with a real boxing glove, with our full strength, because we did it today. So we both know what it's like to take a punch from each other, right? His was full strength, mine was full strength on a boxing glove. Was it full strength with, like, A real swing? Not necessarily. Like a real power. You know the locked and loaded power swings? We didn't do one of those, but we did do full level punches.
I see.
Both me and Brian know, so to start, you have to have, and this goes above everything else, the mindset and confidence combined. Because if your mind isn't prepared to be an adult about the situation, well, to be mature about the situation at hand, you're not going to progress really in any sport. So that confidence goes both ways. You feel me? Your mind has to be in that state of wanting to play that sport. You have to find it fun. You have to enjoy it. But then, now that you know you enjoy it, are you confident? Do you possess the know-say, the know-how to get into a ring with another man and accept the punches that he will blow to you, and accept the risk that goes alongside it? Now, for me and Brian's fight, I know that what I'm going to do is I'm going to set some boundaries so that I don't actually not hurt, but get Brian in a position where he could actually go to the hospital. Because I'm not going to lie to you, today's sparring match wasn't. It was not. He was really. I hit him with some blows and he got dizzy. And they weren't even. They were like full blows, but he had padding on.
Like, look, I'm not even trying to be cocky right now. Junior could knock me out in a matter of seconds in a boxing match. I'm not scared of nothing, bro. If I get knocked out, so what? But it's just like that feeling where you're like, okay, you just got knocked out, and then like at the point it hurts, you could take a hit, but like, where is it gonna put you in life? Is it gonna?
You don't want to be dragged to that point of no return.
Yeah, exactly.
And when it relates to other sports, I guess, besides the two important things, confidence and having that mindset, it's accepting the risk that comes along with it. If you're not willing to take the risk, you won't get the reward. It's that simple. And that goes for everything in life. I know people who drag things out for making a point, but in actuality, it's that simple. If you're not willing to take the risk, you're not going to get any reward. And that's my little advice when it comes to, different sports other than boxing. Because that's really the key here.
Yeah, I agree. And I know I'm comparing apples and oranges, but in a way it kind of connects with film because, like, in film, when you're creating a piece of work, you're being criticized for it. You're being like, you're taking that head on. And if you're not ready for that, then you're not ready for what the world has to offer. You're not ready for change and you're not ready for growth.
Yeah, that's really, that's when we look at it through that lens, that's absolutely true. Most times when we talk about when somebody critiques another person's work, regardless of whether it's films or not, let's just say it's like an essay, right? You critique on a level that gives that person the opportunity to become better at their own work. So it's not at the single benefit of you, it's at the benefit of you as in the person who's giving that criticism, but it's at the benefit of the other person. If you're not willing to, and like you said, and like I said, if you're not willing to step aside for a second, say to yourself, this, even though it may hurt, when you critique someone's work, you do it knowing that they might not like it. But we live in a world that doesn't give a shit what your feelings are. I don't give a fuck what your feelings are. I don't care about nobody's feelings, period. Nobody's. And that's the idea here. I think that's one of the downfalls that we've had as mankind, that we don't care about another person's feelings. But it's true, and it's what's going to make mankind progress in ways that we wouldn't have. If everybody kisses up to everybody, then there's no point of actually grinding to get the work out. You feel me? You know what I mean? And that's why I feel people have been giving criticism. It's not for the weak-hearted. It's not for the faint-hearted. It's not for the sissies. It's not for the little girls out there. It's for people who actually see themselves at becoming something and accepting that as what should be done. Because as a boxer, for example, I know I'm not the best, and I will take somebody else's advice any day of the week. Because I know what they're telling me is better than what I am doing right now. Period. So I'm not going to be a little bitch about it. I'm going to listen. I'm going to put in the work. I'm going to be a man about it. I'm not going to be a little sissy. And I'm going to get the work done. Because when I compare myself to other people in my same field, I'm nobody, right? I don't even match up, right? Let's give them the same equipment that I have. I have the same ab rollers. I have the same 14-ounce boxing gloves. I have the same hand wraps. And we both have the same. They could do more with the same equipment that I have than I can do with that equipment. Period. And that just shows their level of expertise and creativity when it comes to when you get tired, how you maneuver yourself, and how you're able to outspar your opponent or your opponents, whether it's in this field, filmmaking, writing, speech giving, regardless.
Yeah. Brian, what advice would you give to others who would want to enter the boxing world or other sports of that caliber?
Honestly, I used to box in about, I would say like 2017 for about like 3 months, and then it was good. Like I wasn't a good boxer. I'm still not a good boxer, but I'm working my way up, you know. But from what I've seen today, it is way different than how people told me it was, how I thought and how I did it, how I used to spar people. But honestly, boxing is not how it looks. You see people get knocked out. It's not that easy. You gotta hit them in the right spot. Boxing is a very dangerous sport if you make it that way. If you practice and train, it's like playing baseball. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. Just grind as hard as you can. Push yourself to the limits, but don't push yourself to where you could even hurt yourself. And yeah.
This one's another fun one. What would you say is your favorite finishing move and why?
I don't even want to know if we want to talk about that, because that's for premium viewers only. Those are people who only submit bets. I don't think I'm going to disclose that information to just everybody. Because since we're not professionals and we've not been filmed, if you want to see what my signature move is going to be, what my signature final is going to be, you have to have submitted a bet, and then my manager is going to contact you, or I'll send you some clips of what I do. But until you do that, you as in the viewers, I don't think I'll disclose that, because you've got to either watch the fight the night that it happens, or the day that it happens, or you have to submit bets. Bets are solidified the day before the fight. So if you want to get it in, send me or my manager. My manager is _Eshwari or Bryan, because Bryan's his own manager.
Yeah.
You could send, and if there's anybody out there who wants to be his manager, just send him a DM and let him know.
Yeah, Solid Bryan. It's literally Solid Bryan. You know, it's SOLIDBRYN on Instagram.
Yeah, there'll be a pop-up right there on the screen.
Yeah, so submit all bets there, and that way it could be taken care of. I know at least for me, what I'm going to be doing for those who have betted in my name, right? I'm going to add an additional amount on top of that. It's going to be a fixed number that if the match goes in my favor, right? If I win the match, I'm going to send to the people who bet a certain fixed amount per person, per better. And I don't know if Bryan's going to do the same thing, but when we look at it, it's not one or the other, because if Bryan wins, then everybody who bet for Bryan's name, they keep their money, and then they get that allotted amount from the people they bet it from. So they're not losing if Bryan wins. So, and you got to remember, me and Bryan are in the same weight class.
I'm 160 and he's 160 as well. Well, I'm 161. He's 160.
So, I mean, to be honest, and he's taller than me. He's got a bit of a longer. No, I don't know if his reach is longer than mine, but his arms are a bit longer. But
his arms are probably a little bit longer. I don't know.
But overall, we're talking about a really good session that could come, and the opportunity for the viewers to actually make some real money can happen. But I know for a fact that there's not going to be a lot of people watching. Most people watching are going to be related to us. So if you're related to us and you want to submit your bets ASAP. If you don't have any money to submit bets, and you want to come and you want to be able to bet something,
all right,
and you want to be able to submit a bet, but the bet is not monetary, it's something of value, you can do that on my part if you're in my name, like fighting, saying, oh, I've got this item on Junior, instead of saying, I've got $20 on Junior, right? You've got this item on Junior. Something like that, I will call that, at least for me, a legal bet for this match.
We are coming in at the last two questions. Do you look at other boxing fights to get inspiration, or you just kind of work your own way?
I think that tailors off of the last one.
Yeah.
But I've been looking at like a lot of Ryan Garcia. Well, it's Muhammad Ali.
I mean, it's all the big names, right?
And also like some small, like, I don't know their names, but I've been looking at highlights. You know, knockouts.
Like For me, some of the fights would be from Tyson Fury, right? Because if you've ever seen Tyson Fury, he is a literal monster. I mean, the man literally proved himself several times. Deontay Wilder is a literal demon as well. He's a goat, literally a goat. So, I mean, it's the same question like before. I think these questions are being, asked in different ways. But I think we both, talked about this already.
Yeah.
As it relates to like Muhammad Ali, blah blah blah. And I think we just added a few more, so I think we're just answering the same question in a different way.
But man, Ryan Garcia, quick.
Yeah, man can really, sprays out those punches.
Facts, bro. It's like a water gun that never ends.
As we come down to the last question, once again, it kind of feels like a run-on question once again, but as I realize, how do you want to be remembered after this fight?
I'm gonna answer that first. Honestly, win or lose, I'm gonna just be remembered after this fight as a boxer that participated in the event, as the boxer, as one of the boxers. And I think Junior will want to agree on to that too, if he is a winner or the loser, Honestly, it's a 50-50 chance that I might win or he might win, We're both trying to get our weight up. I mean, lose weight, get muscles. So, pretty much, it's all respect, too.
I think to carry off what Bryan said, to be known as one of the boxers that participated in this fight, because and it's a family, it's within the family, it's a member within the family that I'm fighting, and I know very little people in the family who's a man, who's a boy, or who's just a male, who would want to step in the ring with me, right? Because regardless of my height, I'm still one of the powerful punchers in this age group of all the cousins. Now with the adults, that's what I'm trying to work up to. That's the goal that I have in mind. I want to get the muscle to be able to compete with them. I don't want to be, stuck in a position where another uncle is more stronger than me. I want us to be at least the same strength, or have the more of a capacity to defend myself and defend the people I love. So I think that's what I want to be remembered as, having done this fight. Not saying that no one respects me now, but like, for example, like, I know, and this is not to put, any understatement to you, Andrew, but I know if I stepped in a ring with you, you'd have to do a lot more work in order to beat me, than Bryan would. Right? And this is not to go against you, or this is not to degrade you. This is just an honest fact. If you were to get in a ring with me, I would knock you out. And I don't believe there would be any questions about that. I think my strength proves for itself. With Bryan, after sparring him today, if he's able to hone in on his punch, it's going to be a good fight. With Rahul, I don't know. I mean, I'd be able to fight him, yes, but I wouldn't, if Rahul wanted to do a boxing match with me, I wouldn't decline him, because he's the G, he's the GOAT, right? If Brandon wanted to fight me, absolutely. We could go at it, we could set a date for that as well. Who else? Andrew from Baltimore, if he wants to spar from who?
Right.
I mean, once I'm able to lift 90, yeah.
I mean, 120, something like that. I ain't fight him no more.
If I'm able to get that, like that kind of, because you gotta keep in mind, Brian was like me. He had the when Ryan was our age, he had skinny arms.
That man was like my finger, bro.
He had skinny arms. He was like us, right? So it is possible to bulk up to get to where he was, because he was overweight. But he was able, see, that's the thing. When you gain fat, you can convert that fat into muscle. Because now your skin has stretched out naturally enough to fit more muscle. And that's what he did. That's how it worked to his advantage. That's how he's able to pull that 90. That's why he's able to push that 120. Man's a beast, bro. Man could break you in a single pinky finger. When I say you, I mean you and me. So, in order to try to box him, I'd have to really get on his level, which I am not at the moment. When it comes to Nicholas, maybe. If I hit some special jabs and some special punches, and, I think it's obvious, if I tire another opponent out long enough, I'd be in it to win it.
That man made me drink, those Palm Courts, a small bottle of pepper sauce?
Yeah.
I had to drink a whole thing of those when I was like 7 or 8, bro. At his grandpa's house, bro.
Yeah.
Brian was there too. He was laughing. I was wrapped tight, bro. And he sat on me, bro.
Oh, shit.
That's how come I got claustrophobic, bro.
And then, if Andrew from Baltimore wants to spar me, wants to have a boxing match, which he's the type of person to, not even, want to do anything to begin with, so, and no offense to him, but he doesn't do shit, and he can watch this, he probably doesn't even want, he'll probably say meh, so, I mean, this is no shade to Andrew from Baltimore, but it's just what it is, bro, it's just what it is, it's the honest truth, and I'm not gonna lie to nobody anymore, so.
Honestly, y'all could.
Yo! The man in the back there is the OG. I just want to let everybody know on the video right now, the man that walked into that room is one of the greatest legends to have ever walked the face of the earth. His name is Asif.
He's the true winner.
Asif will go down in history as one of the greatest winners of all time. He is better than Brian. He is better than me.
Say goodnight.
Good night, Asif.
Good night, Asif.
Close that door too, please. It's like that, bro. It's like that.
Honestly, y'all could probably knock out Dark and Creator.
For a fact, who me and Junior, let's break him like twigs.
Yeah.
You know what we do to him, bro? One punch, Dark gone.
Without their powers, but
what they powers do, bro? Boom and all.
Yeah. We'll just put him in a box and just say no teleporting allowed, and knock the shit out of him, both.
Word.
Oh my god.
Word. No invincibility either, bro. It's GG.
Damn it! I should have used the box technique.
Yo, wasn't there a boxer? No, it was a guitarist, bro.
A boxer in the Andrewverse coming soon. Nah, chill.
Jeez, the Brian-verse?
Y'all gentlemen gave out very great answers during this interview. I can't wait until we get a date for this actual fight, and I can't wait to see y'all go head-to-head once another. This has been the first boxing interview. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming out this night.
Oh, and I'm calling out Simran in a boxing match?
Yeah. You know who I'm calling out right now? I'm calling out two people. I'm calling out Andrew from Baltimore. If you want to do a boxing match against me, let me know, but I'm calling you out right now. I might call out two other people, so bear with me. I'm also calling out you, Andrew, I'm calling out you.
Oi.
If you do a boxing match against me, I'm open. I'll rip the shit out of both of y'all. And then who's the third one that I should call out? Ayo, Ishwari. If you want some beef with me, bro, show me style. You're my manager. I love you.
Beef against your own manager.
I really do you in Ishwari.
Nah, that's mine. G. She's my manager. Love you, Ashwari. Love you, Selena. Thank you for being my manager. You an OG. You the one. But I'm calling out right now. Right now. Not to write off of Bryan. But, hey, yo, Simran. Where are you starting beef? Hey, yo. Let me find out that you want to box me. Boom. It's over. Let me find out. Wait till this video releases. Watch all the way through.
We've actually been discussing some stuff.
The chocolates be the type to start the beef, bro.
We actually been discussing some stuff earlier.
Lips, but they ain't used for doing anything, bro. They ain't used for kissing. They used for talking hella shit that she can't even live up to. Hey, yo. Facts. What of my mom, bro? If you keep on talking that schmack, bro, we gonna have to get it right.
We could do this off camera, no contract, bro. The day she comes to my porch, boom.
It's over.
Junior's porch, boom.
It's over. Hey, yo, just set the record right now. The little one that just walked into the room right over there is one of the greatest walked the face of this earth. Her name is Lily, a.k.a. Aaliyah. Can we get a big round of applause for her, please?
Woo!
Good
night.
Love you.
3,000.
Hey, yo, the mic light right there. Say, cheese. Sorry, Lily. Long time ago. Let me try you something here, partner. See these two gentlemen? Well, one of the gentlemen on camera right there. That's a goat and a bot combined into one. Jeez, look at him, bro. He looks like, look, bro.
Yo.
No. Oh, you pulled my hair. Why you pull my leg hair? But yeah, say hi to the...
Y'all bet.
Say, love you. Close that door too, okay? Please close that door. Okay. Okay, close that door, okay? Okay, Aaliyah. No. Alright, can you close that door?
I swear, y'all are gonna trap me to a bed and just remove my leg hair one day. I know it's gonna happen.
Yeah, it might.
I am anticipating it, and even though I'll be anticipating it, I will not be ready for it. The day I wake up and find out that my poor legs have been shaved, I'm like, oh
As
no.
long as it's not happening in any of the beds in my house, bro. Better be at Junior's house, bro.
Hey, yo, your shit already bad dirty, so get out of here.
You trying to be funny, bro? Do you see my room? Straight clean.
Bro, your mom made your bed. Get out of here. Your mom made your bed.
I make my bed after I brush my teeth.
Psych, you would have thought, bro. Your mom makes your bed.
Bro.
Alright, it's been a good interview, guys.
It's been a good interview.
Yeah, y'all. But I'm not calling out Junior or nothing. But I love you.
Be sure to include these call-outs, bro.
Yes.
Bro, Simran, the day I see you, I don't care who's there. If your mom's there, your dad there, Roxy there, bro. Punch Roxy too.
Whoa.
But we can't go that far. Roxy,
No.
Roxy, G, bro.
Nah, where she really take my chicken sandwich again. Shit. She made me drop my chicken sandwich on the chair, bro. Came up to me rocking like this. Like, dang.
Bryan versus Roxy in a boxing match.
Hell no, yeah, she won. I ain't even trained for that. Jeez, no.
Shit.
Imagine the things are on her paws. Oh.
Where is the boxing?
Yeah. Someone needs to make a Photoshop of that. I gosh.
I'll do it, bro. No, yeah. But yeah, bro. Before this boxing match, even after boxing match, love you, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Love you too, G.
I love y'all both.
Love you too, bro.
And we will see y'all later on.